the 2006 Ford E350 Super Duty. It is our passion, it is our camper, it is our home. So for anyone that's been following us for a little while, you know that we were living in Asia, but now we're back in America, traveling on this awesome blue bus.
We started the 5-week renovation of this bus, and after that we kind of did a shakedown cruise and
broke everything.
Yeah. We've made several videos so far, but we haven't really gotten a chance to give a proper tour. So you asked for it. Here it is. Come on in. Ready?
So come on! This is the cockpit of our bus. We've made a few changes. We added a CB radio with weather band so that we can get weather updates when we're way off the road. We've got a backup camera because you can't see out that back window at all. We've got some GPS so that we don't have to always use maps. Everything else is pretty much standard. It's the original seats and the original peeling steering wheel. A nice addition though is our wood containment area, which is a recent development. This is
Can you put down?
This is our electrical panel. This has got all the switches for all the doodads and doohickeys that we installed. We've got lights and things, we've got fans, we've got a water pump. All of this, basically from the cockpit forward, is run off the engine. Behind that though is all rigged into our electrical system, which is powered by our solar panels on the roof. Everything runs off of solar and a battery we have in this box behind me. Here behind our electrical panel we have our sofa, which underneath is very, very important because our house battery and the whole electrical system, this is kind of the heart of our life support system. It's pretty boring for most people. If you have any interest in what's actually in here and how we designed it, check out our blog post where I'll take some time and type out some of the things we used.
We kind of cleaned out this area for our friend who's going to be hanging out, so there's not much in here.
Yeah, we were kind of doing a test run to see if there was going to be room for a third person's bags.
It'll be okay.
I think we're going to be alright.
There's a lot of room in there.
Yeah.
This couch is actually 6 foot long, give or take a couple of inches, so it can sleep a third person pretty comfortably. It hasn't happened yet, but we do have a friend who will be joining us in October. 2 friends actually, so we'll see how it goes. So this whole closet system's pretty cool. Got the normal stack cubed storage, and then like for nicer clothes that we hardly ever wear because we're always dirty and always outside, but they get hung up. And boop. And then just underneath the closet is another secret little hiding hole. It's our camp toilet. We made this tray for it and we just put some wheels on that you can kind of just slide it back into that space when it's not in use. But typically we'll just kind of take this toilet off the tray and set it here. We have curtains that kind of close off this whole area, so it's a little private bathroom, if you will. But it's for emergencies only. You know, we have the shovel, and emptying this thing really isn't our favorite thing to do. But sometimes you're in bear country or it's raining outside and you just don't want to go out. You have a camp toilet.
How'd you get stuck with all of the gross toilet things?
I don't know. You chose everything else and I got stuck explaining toilets. Behind the closet we have the kitchen. It's super simple. We just have a sink, and underneath this counter space is our refrigerator. Good luck shoving everything in there. But our bus is also shifting a bit, so it's kind of a feature. This little wall holding up our fridge door. It's got scuffies on it, but look how useful that is. That's, you know, ignore that. For a while we were using this induction cooktop and it just kind of plugged into the wall, but it was using almost all of our battery power. So it just wasn't useful for us at all. We just switched to cooking on camp stoves, and we can cook in here on the countertop or we can cook outside. This was given to us by Ryan's parents. It was an old sink at their family cabin. It's like perfect camper sized sink, but I can't imagine having this tiny of a sink in your proper home kitchen. We cut out two little areas right here to ventilate the refrigerator, and then below is all of our food storage. We don't have much now because we haven't been on a food run in quite some time.
One of our most recent additions to the bus was adding this upper cabinet, putting it right above the sink and having a enclosed storage solution that really solved a lot of our problems. Before, we just had these shelves that ran the length of the bus on both sides, but it didn't have these supports and it didn't have the ropes, so things just fell off every time we took a turn. Under our sink, we have some more storage. Over here we have mostly our pots and our pans, a few fuel canisters for our little stove, coffee making supplies, utensils. Over here, right below the sink, we have just a really simple 7-gallon tank that acts as a gray water tank for all of our drain water. We have to drop that off at dump stations, but that's not too bad. Let's see what else. We also have hose attachment that allows us to take showers off of the bus. We just tap into here and run the hose out the door and shower outside. One thing you'll notice this is missing, we do not have a water heater, so all of our water is pretty dependent on the climate, which means right now our showers are very, very cold. Here between the kitchen and our bed we have some cabinets. We lovingly call these two Frankenstein and Elvira because just how they're built is ridiculous. It makes no sense. But they do a really good job holding our stuff. Like Elvira is right now our library. It's got all of our books and maps and journals and Kindles and different resource books that we take with us on the road. Over here we have Frankenstein. Frankenstein was the one that, if you look inside, just looks ridiculous how it was built. Right now he is holding all of our electronics and does a pretty good job at that, even though the door doesn't quite close right.
Our U-shaped bench back here is actually just filled with storage underneath. And so back in this one, it's a lot of just bedding and extra shoes and backpacks. In the middle one, it's our water tank for washing dishes or taking showers. And then on this side of the bus, in this one, we have mostly just camping gear and the stuff that we use in the out of doors, such as chairs and propane and fishing stuff. During the daytime, we normally keep this set up like it is with the table. It's really good for just eating, hanging out, or like watching TV or doing some work. But at night, we take the table off, and this is what kind of becomes the bed space. Basically, this is glorified camping on our bus. We don't have a proper burner in here. We have to cook outside. We don't have a water heater for our showers, so a lot of the times it's pretty cold water. And we don't have a generator, so staying cool or warm at night is kind of tricky. Thankfully, several of these windows do open up. They're the old emergency exit windows, and so we just bought some dowel rods. And we can prop them open and get a pretty good cross breeze going. but at night it still gets kind of cold in here. So we just bought these really, really warm goose feather sleeping bags that kind of keep us snug and comfortable all through the night. And we also have a Mr. Buddy heater, and we run that a little bit before we get into bed to kind of warm up when it's really cold at night. But yeah, it's been okay. It's been okay.
And the last day or two before we left on this leg of our road trip, we decided to buy a couple of mountain bikes, and that necessitated the purchase and installation of our bike rack. We had to add actual trailer hitch to the bottom of the bus and bolt it to the frame, and now we've got this cool rack that follows us along down the road.